Backcountry Amateur Radio. This is Eric, KI7WJP. The FC-50 tuner is what I used with my FT-891. It's a fantastic tuner, and it only matches about 3-to-1 with your SWR, but that's enough if your antenna is close enough. So here we go. I just want to show you how to use it.
Okay, really quick, I just want to show you how you set up this tuner. The FC-50 tuner it's pretty automated. I mean, it's an automatic tuner, right? So anyway, you hold down your function button, you go into your menu, you scroll down to 17, I think. There was 16, tuner select, right? You have the options for off, external, and ATOS. ATOS is the antenna that Yaesu makes. Anyway, select external, exit, and if it doesn't work, you might have to turn off the unit and then fire it back up. Anyway, this is assuming you've already done the back end connection. So you've got my gray coax connecting the 891 to the FC-50, and then you can see the other coax down there kind of in the mix of things right there.
So here's the connection points. You can see the gray coax goes out of the FT-891 and into the FC-50, and then there is a cable or a control cable that runs between the two as well. Make sure your connections are right. This will be essential for this to work properly. This is the connection cable, and the next slide will be the coax jumper, which is nothing special, but you need to make sure that you have these parts, and they should have come in the box with your FC-50 tuner. And that's pretty much it. All the other stuff is just accessory. Once you have the connections and you set the tuner on the 891, you're going to be ready to go.
This antenna is resonant on 40 meters, so CQ, calling CQ, this is Kilo India 7, Whiskey Julia Papa. So I don't need to worry about that here. But if I go over to 20 meters, which this antenna will also work for, but it does need to be tuned, I'll need to use the tuner. The SWR is probably about 2.5 to 1 on 20 meters. Find an empty frequency. I'll just fire it up here. Now what you do, you don't just turn it on. You gotta tune it. Long press, and the tuning cycle starts and you hear all the relays go. So now watch the SWR. Is this frequency in use? Kilo India 7, Whiskey Juliet Papa. Is this frequency in use? Kilo India 7, Whiskey Juliet Papa. There you go. That's how it works. And now I think this FC-50 has like 1,000 memories. So if you program this into your memory bank, so how you do that is memory, scroll down to an empty block, say 25, then you go back to VM and it programs that in. And you can even add a note if you want to. Go back there, you hit edit, and you can actually put a block in that says tuned if you want. Anyway, so that is pretty cool. So now you know that that frequency is tuned in the tuner and that it will remember that. Sometimes it's good to go back and just retune it. I have never used anything in the tuner memory aside from digital modes, which I know the frequency for. So most of the time, if I have to tune to a new frequency in 20 meters, I tune it. So that's how you use this tuner. Plug it in, set it up, cycle the power on the radio, and then hold down on the tuner button, long press. Hear those relays. When you're done, you go back to whatever you're doing. When you're just using the VFO, I recommend turning the tuner off. That way it doesn't try to reset every time. If you leave the tuner on, that's what it does. See, it's trying to adjust as you go through. See that? So just turn it off, and then you can start tuning to the frequency you want. that is that. And when you program something into memory, it will automatically bring the tuner up. So let's go back. I'll show you. 258, select by pushing on your multifunction knob, and see the tuner's back on. And you know that that was something you programmed in the memory. So that thing's ready to go, which is great. Memory number 25. That is pretty basic. So just don't forget the long press, and just for convenience, turn it off if you're using the VFO. There you go. That's using the tuner on the FC-50 with the 891. It is a brilliant package, honestly.